Good morning, children. So, today we are going to start our new lesson number 7, and its name is Heat and Temperature. Okay, so, children, for this we need to know what is heat and what is temperature. Okay, but we often use the word in our daily life like hot, cold. Okay, so what is hot? When we feel hot, when we sit in front of the fire or sunlight, we feel cold when we put piece of ice on our palm. Okay, so all these things is a kind of energy. Okay, so heat is also a kind of energy that transfer from an object at a higher temperature to the colder object. Okay, but what is the exact meaning of heat? The heat energy from the stove burner warms up the water, means it was the cool, and heat energy warms the water. And what is temperature? The thermometer measures the temperature of water. Or else we can say temperature is how hot or cold an object is, and the heat is transferred to the object. Example, stove heats the pan. I hope now it is clear what is heat and temperature. Now let us see what are the effects of heat. Children, we see different effects of heat in our daily life. Okay, some of them are which cause a change in temperature. Heat cause a change in the state of matter. Heat cause a chemical reaction. Heat cause a change in density. Heat cause a change in shape. Okay, heat also cause a change in temperature. As I told you in the first point, we'll be able to see this effect through an activity which I'm going to make you understand in the last of this chapter. So heat also affects expansion. So most of the solid, liquid and gases expand on heating and contract on cooling. Okay, and expansion in solid also expands more on heating. Okay, liquid also expands on heating. Now, change of state because of heat. All materials in nature are made up of molecules that are always in motion. So, in solid, molecules are arranged in orderly manner with a fixed position, and their molecules keeps on vibrating around their mean position on heating. So, molecules of solid do not have the freedom to leave their position because they are tightly packed and strong intermolecular force of attraction between them, as you can see in this picture. But the intermolecular force between the molecules of gases is very small. That is why they are far apart. So they are free to move anywhere and in the continuous motion. And molecules of liquids are closer to each other than those of a gas. Therefore, the intermolecular force in them is less in comparison to that in solid, and in as greater in comparison to that in gas. So the molecules can move within the boundary of the liquid. Since heat is a form of energy, as I told you earlier, on heating the energy and the motion of molecules get increased. Okay, so this is only the reason for the solids being converted into liquid and liquid into the gases when it is heated up. Okay, similarly, on cooling, the energy and the motion of molecules in materials decreases. Because of this, gases also get converted to liquids and liquid to solid. So all these changes are called change in the state of matter because of heat. Now children, I wanted to tell you about that what is melting point. So the melting point is that fixed temperature at which a material changes its state from solid to liquid. Okay, again I repeat, each liquid get converted to solid at some fixed temperature, and during this process the temperature of the liquid remains fixed even while it is given up heat. This fixed temperature is called freezing point of that material. Okay, so the fixed temperature at which a material changes its state from solid to liquid is called its melting point, and that is 0 degree Celsius. So the melting and the freezing point of any materials are always the same. Water freezes if it's cooled at 0 degree Celsius, and ice melts if it is heated above 0 degree Celsius. Now what is boiling point? The temperature at which a liquid starts boiling and change to its gaseous state is called its boiling point. Okay, so at the same temperature the vapor of the liquid or the gaseous form condenses to its liquid state. Therefore it is also called as condensation point. You all have read it from your childhood onwards, that what is condensation. Okay, So solid melt into liquid and liquid evaporates to gas. Okay. Now children, about the measurement of heat. As I told you that heat is an energy whose effects cause the temperature of an object to increase. So 1 calorie is equal to 4.186 joule and 1000 calorie is equal to 1 kilocalorie. Okay. So SI unit of heat energy is joule. Okay, this is very important. SI unit of heat is joule. Now next topic is specific heat capacity. Children, you all have noticed that some matter heat up fast and some matter heat up little slow. Example, when you heat some metal, it will heat up fast and in comparison to oil and water. Okay, so this property is only called specific heat capacity. The amount of thermal energy required to raise the temperature of 1 kg of material by 1 degree Celsius is called specific heat capacity of material. Okay, see in this picture, one metal spoon is there, wooden spoon is there, both are getting heat. Okay, so the amount of thermal energy required to raise the temperature of both this metal of a quantity by 1 kg and temperature by 1 degree Celsius, that is only called specific heat capacity. Okay, the unit of specific heat capacity is joule per kg degree Celsius. Okay, and the specific heat capacities of some materials you can see in your book. In the tabular form it is given. Now next topic is about the thermometer. You all know what is thermometer. Okay, it is related to temperature part of this chapter. Okay, we all have seen what is thermometer. It is a tube made up of thick glass having a narrow hole of uniform diameter in it. Okay, so you cannot touch that tip which is filled with mercury. One end of the tube has a bulb and it is made up of very thin glass which is filled with liquid mercury. The other end of the glass tube is sealed after removing air from it, and the temperature division in that is in Celsius or in some other units are marked on the tube. Children, SI unit of temperature measurement is degree Celsius. Okay, and this is the mercury. You all know what is mercury. Mercury is a liquid element metal. Okay, and the mercury is generally used as a liquid for temperature measurement. Why this? What is the reason for this? Because mercury is a shiny and non-transparent liquid. It means it can be seen very easily from outside. It does not stick to the glass wall and it remains in the form of liquid for a larger range of temperature. Okay, see this is the bulb of the thermometer tip, and the freezing point of mercury is 39 degrees Celsius and the boiling point is 357 degrees Celsius. Its rate of expansion remain the same for almost all the temperature. Okay, see this is liquid mercury. Okay, the bulb of the thermometer needs to be in close contact when the object whose temperature we wish to find. Okay, children, there are free precautions while using thermometer. Thermometer should be washed before and after each use, and preferably it will the antiseptic solution. Do not wash the thermometer with hot water. Ensure that before use the mercury level is below 35 degrees Celsius, and read the thermometer keeping the level of the mercury along the line of sight. Handle the thermometer with care as you handle any glass articles, and do not hold the thermometer by the bulb while reading it. These are the few points of precaution while using the thermometer. So approximately we have finished all the important contents of this chapter. Next class you are going to see more about this. Till the time, thank you and stay safe.